Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and Marvel's What If is one of the more intriguing projects for Marvel's future, with most of the main MCU lineup from the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, Black Panther films all returning to voice their characters in insane alternate reality adventures. We may not see what Cap's life looks like living through the 20th century with knowledge of every horrible tragedy coming up, but we do get to see him become a zombie. I'm gonna break down everything we know about this What If series, visuals from the D23 trailer, episodes that have been confirmed, and based on this voice cast, popular issues from the What If comic series that they might adapt into episodes, including, since Josh Brolin will be part of this, an alternate version of Thanos? Spoiler warning, in case any of this speculation is too right and that ruins your life. Okay, at Comic-Con last July, Marvel head Kevin Feige revealed an upcoming What If series on Disney+, an adaptation of the long-running Marvel comic series with hypothetical titles like What If the Hulk had the brain of Bruce Banner? And by the way, that What If kind of thinking inspired the Endgame writers to show Smart Hulk, Fat Thor, murderous vigilante Hawkeye. Feige introduced Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher. Watchers are Marvel entities, godlike beings who observe and record all the events of the multiverse. Watchers actually showed up in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, stuck in one of Stan Lee's long-winded stories. Jeffrey Wright's Watcher will host this anthology series, kind of like Rod Serling for The Twilight Zone or the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt. It sounds like each episode will open with the Watcher saying, "I am the Watcher. I am your guide through these vast new realities. Follow me and dare to face the unknown and ponder the question, what if?" And I assume that's followed by a shrill Crypt Keeper cackle. In the D23 trailer, the Watcher's voice described how time is a prison of endless possibilities. And much of the footage centered around what we know is the pilot episode, What If Peggy Carter received the Super Soldier Serum? Animation showed Steve Rogers entering the lab to receive the Super Soldier Serum, but the room explodes, and there's other imagery of Peggy Carter in the chamber, looking ripped, and she carries her own vibranium shield as Captain Britain. In the Marvel Comics, Captain Britain is actually Brian Braddock, an alternate version of Steve Rogers, Captain America. Braddock actually got an Easter egg shout out in Avengers Endgame if you're listening closely, but here, Peggy Carter takes on the mantle. She stops the car with her shield and flips it. Skinny Steve Rogers will still play a role in this episode, shown in an old school Ironmonger type armored suit that Peggy piggybacks on as she flies through the air. Perhaps Howard Stark designed his own beta Iron Man armor, and that's what this is. We also know that Toby Jones will be lending his voice to the series, suggesting that Arnim Zola might factor into this storyline. Now, it has been announced that all 23 MCU films are going to showcase one change in each episode, but the series showrunners clarified that some episodes will feature multiple MCU properties all crossing over into one episode. One example of that is another episode we know about, What If T'Challa became Star-Lord? So in this reality, Yondu, Kraglin, the Ravagers kidnapped the young Wakandan prince instead of Peter Quill. This might mean that this T'Challa was, like Quill is, the offspring of Ego, which is why the Ravagers kidnapped Quill, or maybe the Ravagers just took T'Challa because he's like a valuable Earthling that they could try to ransom. But this would mean T'Challa would not become the Black Panther and King of Wakanda, and since Michael B. Jordan will return in the What If series, it appears as though we will see what would happen to Wakanda if Killmonger took over uncontested and carried out his vision for Wakandan supremacy on the planet. We also know that there will be other episodes that feature the Guardians of the Galaxy characters, and one that features Thor characters like Thor, Jane Foster, Loki, Korg, and the Grand Master. One possible Thor story could be what if Loki was worthy of Mjolnir? Apparently, the What If series writers wanted to do a Jane Foster Thor story, but they were told to scrap that episode because Taika Waititi obviously planned to adapt that story arc for Thor: Love and Thunder. One of the more recent What If issues from 2015 was What If Thanos joined the Avengers? That story featured the Avengers facing the Builders. Thanos offers his services. He sides with Thor and the others to fight the Builders. Eventually, they win, but the Avengers are left not being able to trust Thanos, who offers to help them become imperialist conquerors just like him. And the fact that Endgame featured two different versions of Thanos, the older one who died in the beginning, the younger, eviler one who died at the end, has led us to wonder what alternate versions of Thanos could look like. And What If could be an excellent opportunity to explore that. Like, what if Thanos joined the Avengers to fight Ego? What if Thanos joined the Avengers against his younger self from 2014? What if Thanos hosts a cooking show? We never did get to see how that stew turned out. Additionally, it has been confirmed that What If will feature an Ant-Man episode with Scott Lang, Hank Pym, Kurt from Scott's crew. I assume it will be someone or something being shrunken down or enlarged that shouldn't be, like what if Avengers Tower was shrunken with everyone in it? Or what if giant Scott Lang had to take a dump? Like, there's actually a debate over whether Scott's accelerated metabolism while giant size means his digesting food doesn't grow with his organs. Either way, it's just best not to think about it too much. We also know that there will be a Marvel Zombies episode. What if the Avengers were zombies? Perhaps adapted from the Robert Kirkman Marvel series, in which Reed Richards opens a portal to the zombie universe where zombie Avengers consume everything, including eventually Galactus. D23 footage of Bucky fighting zombie Cap on a train suggests the Winter Soldier will be the badass assigned to take out every zombie Avenger. We gotta swap out that Winter Soldier arm for a chainsaw, baby. It also sounds like Marvel has the rights to feature Spider-Man in this series, since it's animated and TV, or whatever TV is transforming into these days, though I don't think they will be able to use the Tom Holland live-action Spider-Man voice as the character. It sounds like the general idea of this What If series is, if it's successful when it launches in summer 2021, is to open the door of the MCU to endless hypothetical Elseworld-style standalone stories. But hopefully Feige finds a way to tie Jeffrey Wright's Watcher into the live-action MCU films as well, like perhaps a tease that the reality of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness or Thor: Love and Thunder could be what of many infinite realities that the Watcher is keeping an eye on. What if story do you want to see as an episode? Comment down below with your thoughts. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at EAVoss, and subscribe to New Rockstars for breakdowns and theories of everything Marvel. Thank you for joining me in, let's figure this out. Scott Lang poop size. If the digesting food is independent of the resizing, what if when he shrinks, does that shit squeeze out like toothpaste? These are very important questions.